at the end of January, roughly the 23rd, I came home to find my girl in the beginning states of a cardiac arrest. It was induced by an asthma attack. And being that I'm just a couple blocks from the hospital and was with a friend, we managed to get her to the hospital in 2 minutes. Wow. And they resuscitated her. And that's when it all gets very difficult and janky, because she was in a coma. And at the very beginning, it was very hopeful. But then on the third day she was there, a doctor called me on the phone, and tried to talk me into taking her off life support on the phone. And I was inherently shocked by that, but I also was like, no way. Just to make it easy for you guys, I'm never, ever going to stop fighting for her. And that's when they illegally and secretly gave power of attorney to her estranged mother. And then I was cut out. And I was only able to glean any information because of the miraculous intervention of a multitude of medical professionals and an army of people across the world. And I found out that essentially they were hell-bent on taking her organs, that they had already begun a process of removing nutrition from her feeding tube and keeping her on a ventilator half of every day, which put her in an oxygen deficiency and then would eventually cause cardiac arrest, at which point they could take her organs. So I filed a court proceeding and got a restraining order against the hospital, forcing them to return all life-saving and life-maintaining elements and preventing them from doing anything. Within a day of this court order, it was announced to us that she was breathing on her own.
Wow.
And in the course of this legal case, the mother, for whatever reason, decided to, I guess, help our case by talking to a journalist. And that's when we discovered that she was awake, and that not only was she awake and attempting to breathe on her own, but she'd been awake and attempting to breathe on her own since the first week she'd gotten there.
Wow.
And so whatever the intentions are, as a matter of court record and fact, so this isn't libelous or anything, we know that they sedated, medicated, and otherwise prevented her from seeming like she was recovering. They maintained to me and everyone else that she was in a deep state of code blue coma, could never be resuscitated, could never breathe on her own, could never wake up. While she was actively in the processes of waking up, they prevented that, and it took a court order. And then the day before court, they moved her in the middle of the night secretly to another facility, thus taking themselves out of liability. And now I've been able to visit with her. I've been able to redirect her care. She smiles at me. She recognizes me. She's been hurt really bad. You know, she's survived a lot of stuff, but she's going to recover. And when I'm able to get her fully recovered, I have a moral duty to return my full scope of attention to the horror that is what I've been experiencing at the hands of our medical community.